Okay, so now that you've taken your notes over the simple sentences, let's look at your assignment together and do a couple of the sentences with each other. So let's look at our instructions first. Number 1 tells you to do the S step of the PENS strategy to check each sentence. So remember that PENS strategy is in your notes. Let's look back at it. The S of the PENS Mark strategy stands for search and check. And that's the mark part of the strategy, the mark instructions. M stands for marking out imposters. Those are your infinitives and prepositional phrases. Looking at the example sentence that's already done for you, they didn't mark out the imposters, but I want to show you what would happen if they had. The sentence is the big bear was standing on top of the picnic table. Well, prepositional phrases are imposters because they make you think that that might be the subject of the sentence. Picnic table is not the subject of the sentence. Instead, it's a part of the prepositional phrase. So if we had marked out the imposters, we would mark out on top of the picnic table. And look at what's left in that sentence. The big bear was standing. When we mark out the imposters, it makes our sentence clearer for what's left, which would be our subject and verb, and maybe a couple of adjectives and a couple of other words. So let's look at number 1 together, and let's mark out those imposters. Number 1. The old man walked slowly down the street. The prepositional phrase is down the street. Where prepositions kind of give you a position, like a where type phrase. They start with a preposition, in this case it was down, and they end with the word that answers down what? Down the street. So now that that imposter is gone, let's look at what we have left. The old man walked slowly. The next step in the mark strategy is A, ask, is there a verb? Is there a word here that is showing us an action? Hopefully you saw that walked is an action word. So let's mark that with a V. That's what your directions tell you. Mark the complete verb in each sentence with a V. Mark the main subject in each sentence with an S. In the blank to the left of the sentence, write the correct sentence formula for the sentence. Choose the correct formula from your formula card. We did not do a formula card, but I'll show you the formulas today. So now we have to find our subject. We ask ourselves, who or what walked? The old man walked slowly. Who or what walked? The man walked. So man is our subject. There's no other subject and verb in this sentence, so our formula is SV. SV. Over to the side, let's think about the different formulas that we have for simple sentences. We could have a sentence that has one subject and one verb, and that would be an SV sentence. We could have a sentence that has two subjects and one verb. That would be an SSV. We could have a sentence that has one subject and two verbs. That would be an SVV. And we could have a sentence that has two subjects and two verbs. SSVV. Those are your simple sentence formulas. Now let's look at number 2. Oh, I forgot to tell you, all of these boxes over here are for me to grade your work. So you're not going to mess with the boxes on the left. Number 2, the boys and girls were running around. We don't have any imposters in this sentence. We do have a preposition, around, but it's not a whole prepositional phrase. Just know that that's not the subject or the verb. So now we ask ourselves, is there a verb? Is there an action word? The word running is a verb. Notice that we have a special kind of verb in front of it. Remember that list of helping verbs? So were is also a verb. So we're going to do this and label that whole phrase as a verb. Notice this is not the same thing as having a compound verb. It's just a verb phrase. It is one verb. Now, who or what was running around? Well, I see boys were running. There's that combination word that tells us we might have a compound. Girls were running as well. So looking at our labels, we have SSV. That is the formula for this sentence, SSV. Let's do number 3 together as well. A mean dog chased and bit the girl. There's no imposters in this sentence. There's no prepositional phrases or infinitives. So we ask ourselves, is there a verb? Is there an action word or a state of being word, or do we see any of those helping verbs or linking verbs? I see chased. I know that's an action. Chased. And then there's that and word. Again, let's see, maybe there's another verb in this sentence. Chased and bit. Yep, bit is another verb. Notice these are 2 separate verbs. There's not a helping verb here. It's not a verb phrase. It's 2 different verbs. Who or what chased and bit? We have girl. That's a noun. But did the girl chase and bite? No, she didn't. So the other noun is dog. Did the dog chase and bite? Yes. So dog is our subject. So the formula for this sentence is SVV. And we're going to write that here. Go ahead and work on number 4 and 5 by yourself, and then call me over to check it. Good luck.